I welcome you to this session of ISO 9001-2015, and today we are going to discuss clause number 8.5, production and service provision, and under that subclause 8.5.1, control of production and service provision. So as usual, first of all, I'll read out the requirement to you as given in the standard. Clause 8.5.1, control of production and service provision. The organization shall implement production and service provision under controlled conditions. Controlled conditions shall include, as applicable, and A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. There are 8 points in this. So A is the availability of documented information that defines, number 1, characteristics of the products to be produced, the services to be provided, or the activities to be performed. Number 2, results to be achieved. And B, the availability and use of suitable monitoring and measuring resources. C, the implementation of monitoring and measurement activities at appropriate stages to verify that the criteria for control of processes or outputs and acceptance criteria for products and services have been met. D, the use of suitable infrastructure and environment for the operation of processes. E, the appointment of competent persons, including any required qualification. F, the validation and periodic revalidation of the ability to achieve planned results of processes for production and service provision, where the resulting output cannot be verified by subsequent monitoring and measurement. And G, the implementation of actions to prevent human error. And H, this is the last point, H, the implementation of release, delivery and post-delivery activities. So this is a clause pertaining to control of production and service provision. Whatever products or services we are providing to the customer, either by ourselves or through outsourcing, there has to be control of production and service provision. So the company or the organization has to implement the production and service provision under controlled conditions. And the controlled conditions shall include, as applicable to different products and services, A, the availability of documented information that defines, number 1, characteristics of products to be produced, the services to be provided, or the activities to be performed. B, results to be achieved. So the documented information or the something in black and white has to be available with regard to these two aspects. Number 1, the characteristics of the products. What kind of product we are producing, what are going to be the characteristics of that product, that means the specifications of the products to be provided, the services to be provided, or the activities to be performed. So whatever we are doing for the customer, whether we are providing a product or we are providing services or we are supposed to be carrying out certain activities which have to be performed on behalf of the customer. So the availability of documented information or records with regard to these things have got to be available. That means complete product specifications or the service that has to be provided, and the related activities, what activities have got to be performed to bring the product to its final stage. And after inspection, when the product is okay, then it is supposed to be passed on to the customer. B is availability and use of suitable monitoring and measuring resources. See, whenever we are producing a product, we have to meet certain specifications, and whether we are meeting those specifications, those sizes, or whatever is the available information with regard to the product or the service to be provided, the availability and use of monitoring and measuring resources have to be made available. That means monitoring and measuring resources have got to be available for measuring the various aspects related to the product or the service. So the monitoring and measuring instruments or measuring resources have got to be duly calibrated and controlled. So we have to calibrate the monitoring and measuring devices and also control them and ensure that they are available in good condition for carrying out those activities of monitoring and measuring of the product and the service. C. The implementation of monitoring and measuring activities at appropriate stages to verify that the criteria for control of processes or outputs and acceptance criteria for production services have been met. So we have to make sure that with the use of monitoring and measuring devices, we ensure that all our activities are achieving the final output according to the acceptance criteria for those products and services, and those criteria and outputs are matching the delivery requirements or the final specifications which have been agreed with the customer. So we have to implement the monitoring and measuring activities. That means we have to make sure that the proper measuring instruments are available, they are duly controlled, and they are duly calibrated, and we use them in a proper manner so that no damage is done to these instruments and the readings taken by these instruments are correct to the best of our knowledge and belief. And if they are calibrated and they are kept well, there is no doubt that whatever measurements we shall take, those measurements will be okay. And D, the use of suitable infrastructure and environment for operation of the processes. We have to ensure that the suitable infrastructure, that means suitable equipment, environment, etc., are available, and whatever is the infrastructure requirement for carrying out those activities, those infrastructure are available at the site and in a manner that our people can use or the workers can use that infrastructure and without any problem. And the environment for their working has also to be comfortable, dust free. There should not be too much of dust or humidity or high temperature or any such thing. That means the environment for the operation of processes has got to be suitable. So there has to be suitable infrastructure, and also the environment for the operation of processes has to be controlled by us. That means there should not be any dust, there should be provision for exhaust fans and the environment conditioning equipment or whatever is the need of the environment for carrying out those operations and processes has got to be provided and should be available continuously. And we come to the next point, the appointment of competent persons including any required qualification. We have to ensure that we have to ensure that the people who are competent including any required qualification are available. We have to ensure that the people with appropriate competent competency criteria are available, including any required qualification which is meant to be owned by these people, these people are supposed to be having appropriate qualification, and so we have to lay down the competency criteria for all the people who are to be available. And next is F, the validation and periodic revalidation of the ability to achieve the planned results of the processes for production and service provision, where the resulting output cannot be verified by subsequent monitoring or measurement. There could be such situations where the resulting output cannot be verified by subsequent monitoring or measurement. Then the validation and periodic revalidation of the ability to achieve the planned results of the processes of production and service provision has got to be thought of and made available, where the results of output cannot be verified by subsequent and monitoring and measurement activities. Next is the implementation of actions to prevent human error. We have to ensure that we have in place the processes well written down and well explained to the people for implementation of the actions to prevent any human error. So human error has got to be avoided at any cost. And H, this is the last point, the implementation of release, delivery and post-delivery activities. We have to implement the release of the product. That means the product is okay in all respects, and at all stages we have carried out the inspection and the results are found to be okay. And then the delivery according to the delivery schedule is carried out, and the post-delivery activities, whatever are required to be carried out on behalf of the company or the organization, is carried out according to the post-delivery activity schedules. So we have to think of all these things: implementation of the release of the product, the delivery of the product, and post-delivery activities. That means any post-delivery activity to be carried out at the end of the customer has got to be thought of, planned and carried out. So this is all in this particular para of this ISO 9001:2015, para 8.5.1, control of production and service provision. I hope you have understood it well, and if you are liking my videos, please give me a thumbs up, give me a like, and also share my videos with your friends and colleagues so that they can also take advantage of the explanation provided to you. And please share my videos with them, and also do not forget to subscribe to my channel and also press the bell icon so that as and when I load my videos, the information regarding loading of the video will reach you without any delay. So thank you very much, and next we shall be discussing next Sunday on clause number 8.5.2, identification and traceability. So we meet next Sunday. Thank you. Bye bye. See you again.